Hey, gorgeous being. This activation is a big one. It is an exciting one. It is a new earth activation, a new paradigm of soul's calling, soul's business, soul's mission, divine creative genius expression, embodiment of who you are when you are living your purpose from a place of wholeness, from a place of divine and feminine and masculine integrated embodiment, who wants to express their gifts in the world, live from their divinity, their truth, their genius, their wholeness. This is a new paradigm, which isn't new because new paradigm simply means we are returning. We are returning to our original blueprint. We are returning to our highest truth, our highest timeline, our highest expression. We are remembering business from the 5D and beyond, and we are collapsing the 3D constructs that don't serve our nervous system, our soul, and our truth, so that we can live without betraying ourselves when it comes to expressing our gifts in the world and being lovingly beautifully paid for our service to humanity in a way that feels in alignment, feels fulfilling, deeply fulfilling. So this transmission is a big one. And I've been channeling it for a few days now. So even though I've prepared a script and I'm going to really express that script in a meditative, trance-like, hypnotic way, I'm also going to channel at the same time so that you feel the activation in your cells. You are energetically experiencing a transformation, a transmutation on all levels of your consciousness. All there is light. Matter is also light, and therefore we are transforming you from a higher level of consciousness, infusing deeper truths into your being, and these deeper truths are not new. They are already inside of you, and you are simply being recognized. You are recognizing them. You are resonating with your higher self. You are resonating with your heart. You are resonating with the truth that always is available to you when you're in stillness, when you're in pure presence. Okay. So this is a meditation. This is a sleep hypnosis. Whenever I offer sleep hypnosis, it simply means you can go to sleep, but it simply means that you're in the brainwave where you're very, very relaxed, and therefore you are accessing your unconscious mind, and therefore you are very suggestible. You are able to shift perspective easily and effortlessly and really start thinking beyond the ego's programming. So it's the point of sleep hypnosis is to really destabilize and penetrate through the ego defenses so that you can actually feel truth in your body, in your cells, in your mind. Another way of expressing this is you are in coherence, you are congruent, you are in resonance with all aspects of who you truly are when you are no longer expressing the programming, when you're no longer in the limitations of your mental body. Okay, so leave the explanations with me. I'm going to explain everything. I want you to set your intention, and I'm reminding you that this is about This is for those that are ready to live in alignment to their spiritual gifts, to their spiritual calling, not because you need to, not because you're attached to it, but because you have something to express inside of you and you're ready to fully express it and allow yourself to evolve and grow through the journey of soul business. Okay. So let me explain to you everything. We're starting the transmission. So I want you to start taking a deep breath in and out. And I want you to settle into stillness, pure presence, release all distractions, really be in your body, release any thoughts that do not serve you right now. I'm just going to do a cleansing and a process for you where you are fully here and now. And I just want you to take a deep breath in, and I want you to start practicing relaxing your muscles, relaxing your face, relaxing your body. I'm in the bedroom for a reason because it is comfortable where I can feel my muscles relaxed. I can feel my body be held by the comfort of the pillow and the bed. And so just allow yourself to be in a comfortable space. Feel free to move if you need to. Feel free to set your intention for this session. This is a healing, this is an alchemical process, this is a hypnosis, this is a higher consciousness awakening and activation. Let me explain what it is. Take another deep breath in and out. Soul's calling activation. From wholeness, beyond duality, pure presence. So this is the next level of evolution because it ends the era of building your life, your business, your identity from strain. Most people try to create their soul's work whilst their nervous system is in survival. And it can be very, very sneaky. You may not think that you're in survival, but question it. Really question it. Rushing, proving, overthinking, searching for certainty, chasing outcomes, measuring worth through output, needing validation consciously, unconsciously, needing input and feedback. That state might produce results, but it quietly costs you your health, your hormones, your sleep, your joy, your intimacy, your digestion, your radiance. It keeps the body in a loop of urgency. And urgency is not a frequency that can hold sustained well-being. Now, I want you to be honest with yourself. Is there this invisible sense of urgency in your love life, in your business, in your creativity, in your productivity, in your fitness, in anything that you do? If you were complete, and this is what this activation is creating for you right now, if you were complete in every way, like I honestly feel 100% complete, there is nothing I need. I'm so complete. Would you live in any sense of urgency whatsoever? would there be any strain? Would there be any worry? Would there be any fear? Would there be any dissatisfaction or unfulfillment? If you have everything in you, if you feel 100% fulfilled in every aspect from inside out. I feel wealthy. I feel healthy. I feel fit. I feel prosperous. I feel connected. I feel one with God. I feel self-realized. I feel self-actualized. I feel successful. I feel in love. I feel like a creative genius that expressed my gifts into the world. I feel growth. I feel aligned. Imagine walking this earth feeling that already. How would you actually do life, business, and creative projects? How would you express them? How would you operate from that frequency? And how would your nervous system be? What would be the state of your nervous system from that sense of wholeness? So, yeah, this is an ego dissolution for business. And you want that because the ego ways do not resonate with you. The 3D does not resonate with you. You want 5D and beyond. So this activation is a restoration. It returns you to your original truth. Creation is not meant to be forced. It is meant to be received. And I know that majority want this level of mastery to receive because we've been so conditioned to earn, to strive, to push, to work hard. And our true nature is worthy, deserving of receiving and normalizing receiving. And if you're not receiving, ask yourself why. What program are you running that keeps you from the vital truth of who you are as a receiver? So, the soul's calling activation from wholeness means you are no longer creating to fill a gap. You create because you are full, because your system is coherent enough to transmit what you came here to transmit. When wholeness is the foundation, your work stops being a compensation strategy and becomes devotional in expressing your truth. So as you take a deep breath in, we're going to go deeper into this activation, and then we're going to go into a deeper hypnotic state to rewire you and recalibrate you to this activation on all levels of your reality, your identity, and your multidimensional essence. So Soul's calling beyond duality means you stop living inside the split. Success versus failure, doing versus resting, spiritual versus practical, feminine versus masculine, intuition versus strategy. That inner split is exhausting. It fragments your energy. It creates internal conflict, which the body experiences as stress. Beyond duality, you are no longer fighting yourself. Energy becomes available again, and the body relaxes, the channel clears, and creativity becomes natural. Now, you'll only understand this when you fully let go of everything for a period of time and completely go into stillness. Because the ego is on the hamster wheel, the ego is on the treadmill, and it's a never-ending treadmill. How exhausting is that on a nervous system level? It's actually affecting your hormones and your fertility by constantly thinking, by constantly strategizing, by constantly planning, by constantly doing, by competing with the world when all you want to do is stop and be. And when you stop and simply be in stillness, your natural state comes online. And then you have power of authority in every sense to have balance with strategy and with allowing, with masculine and with feminine. It becomes a natural state rather than a forced expression. And that's the reason why you feel like it's not working, why it hasn't worked before, because your dualities and polarities haven't touched stillness to then recalibrate into natural flow. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more push. You don't need more hard work. You don't need more busyness. That's all ego. And you don't need to play this game like anyone else, only how you want it to be from your truth, from your soul. You are so unique, and therefore your blueprint is encoded in you. And you would owe it to yourself to live from your own personal codes, not the codes that are created from society, culture, and other people's nervous systems that may not be yours, may not match yours. And then we wonder why we're burnt out. We wonder why that system works for someone, but it doesn't work for you. And resentment blocks not only manifestation, but also creativity, because it's a self-punishing energy. And so this is the reason why I've created this, because it's time to come back to pure presence and to create from a relaxed, attuned, sovereign, and creative nervous system that feels bliss, the bliss of eternity, the bliss of no time. And I'm going to explain further what that means. Soul's calling from pure presence is the nervous system upgrade that makes everything sustainable. Because presence isn't only spiritual, it's biological. So when you come out of urgency, the body exits fight or flight. Your breathing deepens, your hormones stabilize, your inflammation reduces or dissolves, and your intuition gets louder, very clear, very precise. Your discernment becomes clean, and you start making decisions that don't create an energetic debt. So just breathe into that activation. So why is this important? To do business souls, mission souls, calling souls, purpose, sacred gift expressions, gifts expression. Why is this important? It matters for well-being's sake. Otherwise, you're betraying yourself. Because we're all healers here. And yet, the way that we are creating isn't in alignment with the value of well-being or truth. And it's time that we dissolve this. So this is the activation. Take a deep breath in. Your soul's calling cannot be held by a dysregulated system. If your nervous system is braced in this anticipatory mode or an urgency of any kind, or a fear of loss of any kind, or any lower vibrational frequency state of any kind, such as self-doubt, shame, self-consciousness, judgment, it never feeling enough, you not never feeling enough, fear of being seen. Like if anything braces you, you will interpret your path through fear. And you will consciously, unconsciously over strategize or overcompensate. And you will second guess guidance. Now, how many of us have ignored our higher self? Ask yourself, have you actually mastered the deepest, cleanest, clearest channel of like pure awareness? Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. Thank you, Creator. Done. How clear is your inner guidance? Or do you sometimes doubt it? Or do you sometimes fluff around? Or is your creation on the hamster wheel, never fully actualizing itself in form? Just looping in formlessness, losing energy, leaking energy, diluting the energy due to an unintegrated expression. So when I say you will second guess yourself, we're removing this. When I say you will rush timing, we're removing this. When I say you will build from the mind and call it intuition, we're removing this. When I say you will wonder why the body feels tired, why your creativity feels blocked, and why your capacity shrinks even as your ambition expands, we're deleting this as we become conscious and aware of it. So breathe into that beautiful being. This transmission is designed to end all of these patterns that you are conscious and unconscious of, and why you feel like you're not in your mastery when it comes to your sacred gifts being expressed and beautifully, handsomely monetized in the process. So we're installing a new operating system right now. So I want you to relax your body and take another deep breath in. Receiving as intelligence, stillness as power, divine collaboration as strategy, and wholeness as the source of all sustainable creation. Because the truth is, the creator does not speak through pressure. Your spirit team does not guide you through panic. Your blueprint does not reveal itself to a system that is gripping for control. Your blueprint reveals itself to availability. So have you actually been emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically available? Not only in business, but in all areas of life, including your love life. So this work is not about doing more. It's about becoming coherent enough to let more come through. We are evolving from hustle into harmony, and you may feel like you have stopped the hustle work, but is that actually true on the deepest level? Because even seeking more information, more mentorship may just be hustle. We are evolving from survival into sovereignty, collectively and individually, as we remember who we truly are as divine creator beings that hold infinite intelligence, that are of infinite light. And our presence is a gift in every sense. And we have that capacity to be in pure presence. And I'm going to explain how to let the ego mind dissolve or surrender its control of you and your presence. We are also collectively and individually releasing outcome chasing. And let me tell you, I know how hard it is to release outcome chasing. I was so attached to a particular outcome, so attached. And if I didn't have that outcome, I felt like a failure and I felt unfinished business continuously until I let go of the outcomes. And I found myself in complete and utter relief. You know, when we talk about divine bliss, Sat Chit Ananda, being truth consciousness, awareness, living in the eternal state of who we actually are. You know what another word is to express that blissfulness? Relief. Relief. Relief from all of the constructs, the beliefs, the identities, the hooks, the things we feel like we need to do, be, and have in order to what? feel successful, feel fulfilled, feel like we're not failing, what is it that has you holding on to the ego and its mechanisms of success in the first place? Its way. And maybe, just maybe, none of this is anyone's fault. It's fear, fear of loss, fear of I'm not enough, fear of nothingness, fear of never fulfilling one's potential. That's a big one that comes up in clinic. My greatest fear is that I won't live up to my full potential. And all of that is just false evidence appearing real, false information, because your full potential can be reframed in any way. Just by existing, I am living my full potential. Just by living a peaceful life, I'm living my full potential. Everything can be reframed. There's always a perspective shift available, always, no matter what. So just take a deep breath into this, because we're going to continue with this activation. It's a long one, but it's a potent one. So if you need to break it down into chunks and revisit the activation to absorb it more and more and more, please feel free to. Because I'm really transmitting something here and really channeling from a higher place. And that higher place is also from the heart space. The heart is higher than the base chakra. So from I have to make it happen into I am available for what is meant to happen. This is what we're shifting. From I, ego, have to make it happen into I am available for what is meant to happen. So you've got to be okay with your destiny and your blueprint and your truth, and not compare it to anyone else's, especially if you're the opposite sex. You know, why compare Venus to Mars when they are two separate planets with two separate functions, with two separate blueprints, with two separate frequencies? Stay in your lane, Venus. So when you live from that, I am available for what is meant to happen, your business becomes a living field. Now, what's a living field? It's a living field of pure consciousness, of creativity, of infinite intelligence, of aliveness. And you are the one that is fully alive. Your health becomes the proof. Your peace becomes the metric, and your creativity becomes inevitable. So we begin now. I'm going to explain to you what the blueprint is, and these are downloads. So this work is about pure presence, receiving, and creating business from wholeness. It's about feminine embodied confidence and full surrender to the collaborative process with the divine creator and your spirit team as your business partners. So when I say feminine embodied confidence, that might seem like a contradiction to wholeness, because wholeness is feminine and masculine integrated. But I'm talking about from the business blueprint is created from wholeness, but the feminine embodied confidence is this restful, easeful receiving allowing fertile ground to then surrender the business outcomes, the business flow, the business itself to be a collaborative process with the divine creator and the spirit team. So this is really healthy for you and your nervous system because it's not all on your shoulders, nor is it 100% your responsibility. And that's another construct of us taking on too much responsibility. This is this is me and the divine. How does it feel? Again, relief. Sat Chit Ananda. Relief. It's me and the creator. We're a team, baby. And it's my spirit team. And I deserve this. And that's the divine feminine confidence coming in. So you're the divine creator, which is your higher self and your spirit team, are your business partners, supporters, and number one agents for magic, beauty, and innovation. And if you're here and watching this, you don't want to repeat or regurgitate what history already has. You want to create something new. You want to be cutting edge. You want to be inventive and innovative. You want to draw something that is from the future, not from the past. You want to bring the future forward into the present, something that has yet to be expressed because it accelerates and evolves humanity forward in positive and revitalizing and uplifting ways. You want to bring in the elixir that allows the flowers to bloom and blossom. You want to be the reason why it's blooming, why humanity is blooming. And that's the reason why you want to be innovative. So just take a deep breath into that. So from pure presence, creativity naturally skyrockets, not because you're trying harder, but because you're no longer stressed. You're not overthinking, you're not fixing, forcing, or trying to make things habit from the ego's limited perspective. You move out of efforting and into allowing. Again, that's a divine feminine, and we all have a divine feminine energy inside of us. In this state, there is deep divine trust. You know you already hold all the answers within your highest infinite intelligence, which is what the present moment is, access to infinite intelligence. Guidance comes through clearly, not as mental strain. You're not using your mind to draw ideas. You're using your higher mind, as all is mind. Everything is mind, different levels of mind. Higher mind is higher than mind, higher than intellect. But so when you're not accessing information and creativity from mental strain, you're actually accessing it from felt knowing, which is a deeper language, a more intuitive language of the soul. It's knowing before knowing, it's felt, and it's felt in the body because you're in the body. You're not hovering out of the body. Your channel is open, unobstructed, and clean. And here you are not inventing from the mind. You are accessing your unique blueprint, what's already available and there for you when your channel is completely open. And you are tapping into future creation, the highest timeline expression, and allowing it to arrive through you. Stillness. And allow yourself to really feel what stillness is. Disarms fear, urgency, and limiting thought patterns. So you're going to have to give yourself some time to actually allow yourself to be in stillness. And that's the reason why we feel so good when we're on holidays, because that's the only time that we give ourselves permission to be in stillness. Because when we're not in holidays, we're back in our routines, we're back in our planning, we're back in keeping up with the Joneses, the rat race, the Hunger Games, you name it. So the first part of this is to be in stillness, which is why I want you to be in theta brainwave and almost sleep mode, like just before sleep mode, like deep relaxation so that you can absorb these codes. Stillness clears the channel so the creator's guidance can move freely into your mind, your nervous system, your hands, your voice. And what you create from this space is soul infused, divinely beautiful, original, and cutting edge, as I mentioned before. It feels like birthing something that was always meant to come through you. And it's one of a kind because it carries your personal codes. People will feel like they can only access this creation through you and you only, because it's that unique. It's like walking into someone's beautiful house and you know it's not a carbon copy. How boring. No offense if your house is just this boring, like, copy of what everyone else is doing. Don't you want a home that feels like you? So why wouldn't your business be that too? Why wouldn't your creations and your offers, your website, and anything else be that too? We all pride in being unique and not following the masses. And yet we're taking advice from other people's blueprints when it's time to go within and access our own that is one of a kind. And it's the same with style, it's the same with clothing, it's the same with expressing yourself, adorning yourself, everything. This is a blueprint for life, not just your soul's calling. So just breathe into that. Take a deep breath in. What are the key learning outcomes today? You learn how to create from presence rather than pressure. You trust inner knowing over external strategies. You access guidance through the body, intuition, and subtle feeling and sensing. You shift from ego-led action into divine collaboration. You recognize stillness as a creative and business advantage. You stop outsourcing authority and begin leading from embodied truth. You learn how to receive ideas already encoded within your soul. So these are the key downloads, and we're going to keep going. There's so much more. It's going to be a long one. I might have to do a part 2, but please use your discernment and chunk this into bite-sized pieces if you prefer that. Or sleep right through it all and allow yourself to be hypnotized by this activation. So the downloads are: close your eyes, take a deep breath in. I know how to release the need to force clarity because clarity meets me in stillness. My body is a receiver for divine intelligence. I am already resourced. Creation moves through me when I am relaxed and open. My work is born from alignment. What is meant for me arrives without urgency. My blueprint is unique and cannot be replicated. The future I am here to create already exists and is accessible now. I have deep inner trust. I have a nervous system safety and regulation active within. I have feminine self-authority within. I have confidence without performance. I have receptivity without passivity. I have grounded mysticism. I have creative sovereignty. I have calm certainty. I have integrity between soul, body, and business. I am letting go of overthinking completely. Take a deep breath in. I am letting go of hustling to feel safe or prevent fears of loss or feelings of failure. I am letting go of forcing timelines. I am letting go of proving worth through output. I am letting go of needing validation to move forward. I am letting go of fear of getting it wrong. I am letting go of linear strategies that bypass intuition. I'm letting go of creating from survival or pressure. I'm letting go of all ego urgency. I am letting go of comparison and external noise. I am allowing in ease. I am allowing in inspired action and inspired action only. I am allowing in natural momentum and movement. I am allowing in divine timing and surrender to the truth that divine timing is truth. I'm allowing in creative pleasure. I'm allowing in support that does not need to be earned. I'm allowing in beauty as a guiding force. I'm allowing in innovation through intuition. I'm allowing in rest as a source of power. I'm allowing in joyful, embodied leadership where I go first in my well-being. I move when I am moved. There is no rushing and no withholding. Guidance arrives precisely when I am available to receive it, and I allow myself to flow in my availability. I listen with my whole body. Life meets me, and I respond from presence rather than fear. I am releasing the controller. I am releasing the over strategist. I'm releasing the fixer. Take a deep breath in. I'm releasing the identity that believes safety comes from effort. I have discernment on effort. There's a difference between effort from ease and presence and creative ignition, inspiration, and effort from the adrenals working in stress mode because I have to, need to, should, must, whatever program that the ego is operating from. I am releasing the performer. I'm releasing the belief that rest means or equals laziness or guilt. I'm releasing the version of self that equates worth with productivity. Yes, I am. Take a deep breath into those downloads. I am creating a spiritual business as a multi-dimensional channel from my personal codes rather than anyone else's templates. I know that my business becomes a living field rather than a rigid system. It gets to morph and evolve moment by moment, and I trust it. This includes soul-coded transmissions and activations that express my creative personal codes that do not exist anywhere else but within. People do not come to me for information or inspiration even. They come to experience coherence, safety, truth, and remembrance through my presence and my presence only. Because the truth about choosing pure presence as the ultimate blueprint and foundation for sacred business is this. Take a deep breath in. It requires the release of ego-based constructs, ideals, and values. Take a deep breath into this download. We're now in the hypnosis. I want you to now just rest and receive. Just be in meditation. You are now in a theta meditation of pure restfulness, rest, allowing, receiving, absorption. Allow yourself to lay, allow yourself to sit in a comfortable position, allow yourself to breathe rhythmically, let go of all distractions, and really be in the stillness as you receive each and every download. The truth about choosing pure presence as the ultimate blueprint and foundation for sacred business is this. It requires the release of urgency, attachment to outcome, needing it to look a certain way, defining success through the ego's template, pure programming, not presence. Because at the end of the day, when you come home and everything is quiet, what you actually want is not the mask of success. You want to put the performance down. You want to put the false sense of achievement down. You want to feel healthy, peaceful, and deeply fulfilled at a soul level. The ego cannot give you the fulfillment you are truly seeking. Likes, recognition, busyness, visibility, the conventional 3D idea of success does not satisfy the deeper longing of your soul. They may stimulate the mind, but they do not nourish being. What actually works is freedom. And if you're here and you're watching this, you value freedom over anything, over anything. That is your number one value. Because freedom is what you are. Freedom from identification is what you want. Freedom from chasing outcomes. Freedom from needing anything to prove your worth. This path requires letting go of attachment to outcome entirely. It requires letting go of what you think you want so that you can discover what your soul is actually learning, expressing, and becoming. True freedom is zero attachment. Because the moment you desperately want something, you are creating from lack. And lack can never create wholeness or from wholeness. When in your heart you already feel loved, supported, abundant, and fulfilled, creation arises naturally from overflow. From this state, you already are wealthy, you're already successful, you're already complete. And so you're going to create from that vibration. How beautiful. So you don't need anything to be in that vibration. It's that vibration first, right? So it's feeling successful comes first, and then you're successful. Feeling in love comes first, and then you have love. It's the vibration first. We've got it all jumbled and flipped upside down. Creation from fear, lack, competition, or false identity does not match your soul, and it will never work sustainably. Creation from wholeness always does. Take a deep breath in. The real question is whether you are ready for the ego death that precedes true freedom. Now, if some of you don't resonate with ego death, it simply means jumping ship into a new dimension of existing from soul, from divinity, from the heart, not the mind, not societal expectations and family expectations of who you need to be in order to be approved of. So we're going to download. Take a deep breath in and close your eyes and rest at a deeper level. I download the knowing that presence is my greatest asset. Take a deep breath in. I download the truth that fulfillment does not come from performance. I download the release of urgency from my nervous system. I download the understanding that attachment to outcome creates suffering, and I release both. I download the felt sense of already having enough and therefore creating from this enoughness. I download the knowing that wholeness is my natural state. I download the ability to create without needing validation. I download freedom from ego-defined success. Take a deep breath in. I download the clarity to distinguish soul desire from ego want. I download safety in letting go of control. Take a deep breath in. I download the experience of abundance as an inner state. I download trust in life meeting me where I am available. And I am available for the highest timeline. I download the release of lack-based motivation. I download creation from overflow rather than striving. I download peace as a measure of true success. I download the knowing that love is already everywhere within me. I download the collapse of false identities that no longer serve my soul. I download integrity between my inner life and outer expression. I download the courage to allow ego death when necessary with discernment and for safety. I download the remembrance that freedom is my true nature. So as you just allow these downloads to settle in, I'm going to just download them using the witnessing model of theta healing. And just take a deep breath in. So take a deep breath in and just allow these downloads to be witnessed for you. And feel, allow, rest deeper, breathe deeper, take a deep breath in and out. Because we've got more, so come back to the next part of this activation if need be. So the other piece that is essential here is the willingness to ask for help. Pure presence does not mean doing everything alone. True sovereignty includes humility, openness, devotion to yourself. And it includes recognizing that support is not a weakness, it is alignment. Pure presence does not mean doing everything alone. I consciously ask for help is the download. So I'm downloading this and witnessing this using theta healing and non-dual awareness, seeing you as the divine creator expressing itself in form and formlessness simultaneously as pure creative intelligence. I ask God or divine love, source, my spirit team, the angels, and the benevolent light of my ancestors and support team to walk with me, not to rescue me, but to support my union with truth. So that's the download. I ask for help in the integration of my inner masculine and feminine. So remember, your soul is genderless. And when you're living from your soul, you are capable of it all. Your inner masculine is just as capable as your outer masculine. So if you ever doubt your ability to survive, your ability to create, your ability to do something, I want you to release that because your inner masculine is so capable of provision and your inner feminine is so capable of its potency and power. It's just yin and yang. So let's release some of the man-made constructs of gender roles and the application of gender and inner masculine and feminine. Let's really understand this as yin yang, positive, negative energies that uh, work in synergy with one another. And as a soul, you are androgynous, and therefore you hold all capacity, every capacity and capability. So whatever it is that you feel like you're not competent or capable in, a perspective shift will change that. I am capable and competent in learning all that is required to learn through ease, grace, and divine support. And if it's something that you really don't want to dive into, I am capable and have full capacity to outsource it so that you never feel codependent. You never feel limited in any way. Uh, this is the download that helps people live on their own if they have to, because they're in an abusive relationship and they feel like they cannot survive without their partner to do the handyman things. Oh, I can't change a light bulb. I can't do this. I can't pay the bills. These are all limiting beliefs. Your soul is fully capable of being the masculine and being the feminine. And at the same time, you are worthy and deserving of living the chosen polarity. If you have chosen to be a female or a male in this life, you have full permission to live that in its full integrity and outsource the rest. And that's what I do. In my business, I have decided to outsource as much as possible, and that is my divine collaboration activation being fully lived in real time. And to be honest, I outsource as much as possible because I'm at a place within my journey where all I want to do is just show up in my genius. And if it ain't my genius, if it ain't my expertise, then it's outsourcing to someone who is a genius in that area, such as tech, such as social media, such as whatever it is, because we're constantly evolving. Once upon a time, I had the energy for content and social media. These days, I simply want to be. I just want to be. I simply want to be. I just want to exist. I just want to breathe. That will change and that will evolve. So as you take a deep breath in, another download. I ask for help aligning my soul mission, my soul business, and my creative expression. I ask for help allowing my work to emerge from truth rather than over efforting. I have discernment on effort. I no longer want to operate from productivity as a survival mechanism. I choose to replace productivity with soul level coherence. I choose truth over output, presence over pressure, alignment over exhaustion. Support is already available and always will be. Asking simply opens the door. When I allow myself to be supported, my system relaxes. My nervous system softens. Creativity flows without force. Business becomes a collaboration rather than a burden. So support is already available. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to realize that you are no longer giving power away in any way. And this is remembering that you were never meant to do this alone, because it is the beautiful thing for you to be living in your purpose. And you deserve your nervous system, your inner child deserves to do this from a place of I am fully supported. So there's another activation involved here. Take a deep breath in as you rest deeper into relaxation. Understanding that you're going to have to let go and allow yourself to be in eternal time and let go of linear time. Now, we've touched on this a little bit before, and we're going to go deeper. No timeline, no linear living. Linear living is Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, the calendar, the 12-month cycle, all of that is man-made, right? There's none of that. You've got to get yourself out of that mindset. And then you may ask, but then how am I going to get things done if I don't operate to a calendar or a time frame that majority of the world operate? Well, let me tell you, you're not like everyone else. And if you're here, you need to realize that. You want this activation. You want to escape the matrix. You want to release yourself from all binds and shackles. And this is part of it. This is the reason why ego dissolution is not easy, because we're so attached to all of these programs. But you want to be in eternal time. There's no measuring stick of time. 1 month can feel like 6 months. One day can feel like a week. It's a different paradigm. It's a different dimension. It's a different frequency, but it helps you with your health and your nervous system because you are not on the clock when it comes to your creations and life's work. You can have relief as to how things play out when they play out. There's no attachment to a timeline, time frame, and that's important. So let me go into it and activate it for you. And just allow yourself to receive what feels good and what resonates. Sometimes it might not feel good, but it does feel good. So let yourself feel into this. No rushing towards a future that already exists in truth. This activation is about releasing the need to control how, when, and where. Not letting go of deadlines in the traditional sense, because deadlines are ego structures, human-made systems, but releasing the entire idea that creation must happen on your time and your terms. This applies to everything. Your soul's calling, love, wealth, creation, fertility, or conception. The how does not come from you. It arrives, it lands, it is delivered by infinite creative intelligence. It's like, are you going to pick the fruit before it is ripe? It's counterintuitive if you do. And who decides the ripeness? Yes, there is some kind of mathematical understanding involved. Yes, there is a kind of structure involved. It takes 9 months to hold a child in the womb and then give it birth. There is some kind of measuring stick here. But is every creation the same? Is every creation the same, or is everything once in a lifetime unique? So, in this activation, which is for your health, well-being, and your highest blueprint, creation itself lands and is delivered by infinite creative intelligence. Your role is not to force or plan the miracle. Your role is to show up, open, listening, willing for instruction, for movement when movement is true, for stillness when stillness is true. There is no urgency in divine time, no pressure, no linear race. You will be asked to loosen your grip on calendars, timelines, and expectations, on needing things to arrive when your mind decides they should. Divine time is not fast or slow. It is real. It moves when something is true enough to exist. Some will say, but then nothing will get done. Yet everything gets done. When you show up to guidance, in this way, creation becomes multi-dimensional. You and the creator are the architects, holding the vision for the highest vantage points. Your soul and spirit team are the builders, moving in perfect detail. And I say your soul because your body is the vehicle avatar for your soul, and therefore a sacred technology that can almost do anything. We need to increase your perspective of how capable, resilient, and powerful your vessel truly is. It can metabolize anything easily and effortlessly, remove all belief systems that prevent you from knowing that block you from knowing that. It's a sacred technology. It is so adaptable to consciousness. So malleable to consciousness. You can shape shift your physical body through divine intelligence. You can upgrade your DNA and command your body to do anything, be anything. Yes, there will be 3D people that say, when I say 3D people, I mean mindset, that say the body has limits. Of course it does. That's discernment in understanding it. But you've got to recognize that you meet those limits with a higher perspective. It's the understanding of both worlds. There may be limits and there may not be. What do we know? What does humanity know? We're still growing and we're still learning. Let's release all perception of what limits are because they've been told to us by somebody else, by a different authority figure, based on what they know or the technology that we have at hand at that time. And let's bring in the future knowing, a futuristic approach, a higher intelligence approach as to what the body limits are, so that we're not just operating on autopilot here and someone else's understanding as to what our limits are. Expand your perception of self and body. Take a deep breath in. So you're going to be moving in perfect detail and big picture. United. Perfect detail, precision, big picture in unison. Bringing form to what can only be seen clearly from above. This is not chaos. This is precision beyond force. This is big picture vision meeting exact action. This is not through strain, but through alignment. This is not from an 3D ego understanding of alignment, ticking all the boxes alignment, but alignment of the soul. So alignment of the soul may look like I nap every single day for 2 to 3 hours because that's alignment of my soul. And it's unique for each and every one of you. This is the very definition of know thyself. And this is pure presence, moment by moment existing. Creation that moves because truth is ready to live. So we're going to close our eyes again and we're going to take a deep breath in. And then we're going to do some downloads. And then I'm going to give you part 2 because it's starting to get long here. And I'm excited for part 2 because there's so much more to go. We're going to do a prayer of asking, closing your eyes, placing your hand on your heart. Creator of all that is from the 7th plane of existence, pure source light, pure unconditional love, and perfect truth. I ask now with an open heart for divine support to meet me exactly where I am. I ask to be held in truth. I ask to be guided in alignment. I ask to be supported in embodiment. I ask for assistance in uniting my inner masculine and feminine in harmony and clarity. I ask for help in expressing my soul mission without distortion. I ask for help in allowing my business and creativity to flow from wholeness rather than pressure. I ask for support in releasing productivity as identity. I ask to hold the truth of this energy at the soul level. I receive all assistance that serves my highest good and the highest good of all with grace and humility. Take a deep breath in. I release the need to measure my life by clocks, calendars, and outcomes. I live as light in eternal time. I dissolve attachment to linear progress. I allow creation to move as truth, not as schedule. Take a deep breath in for these downloads. I know how to live without rushing toward a future. I recognize the future as already living within truth. I surrender the need to control how, when, and where. I open to the way creation arrives. I let go of deadlines as identity. I choose presence as my only true structure. I allow infinite creative intelligence to deliver the how. I receive what arrives. I stop forcing miracles. I become available for them. I show up open, listening, and willing to be moved by truth. I honor movement when movement is real. I honor stillness when stillness is real. I release urgency. I allow divine time to move as reality, not pressure. I loosen my grip on expectations. I start recognize what is ready. I stop asking when. I start recognizing what is ready. I trust that what is true will take form. I no longer fear that nothing will happen. I know everything happens through guidance. I allow creation to become multidimensional through me. I stand as architect with creator, holding vision from the highest sight. I allow my soul and spirit team to build what I see from above. I release strain. I receive precision through alignment. I live as pure presence. I am divine feminine in wholeness, beyond duality. And creation moves because truth is ready to live through me. I download the knowing that asking for help is an act of self-respect. I download safety in receiving divine and human support. I download the remembrance that I am never alone. I download the union of my inner masculine and feminine. I download creativity as a collaborative flow with life. I download business as a devotional expression of truth without any fear of loss, such as money or any kind. I download the release of productivity as a measure of worth. I download the felt sense of being supported on all levels. I download trust in unseen assistance. I download the ability to rest while being held. I download humility without diminishment. I download sovereignty without isolation. I download alignment between soul mission and daily action. I download creative flow without exhaustion. I download nervous system safety in receiving help. I download truth as my primary source of momentum. I download support as my natural environment. I download the replacement of effort with cooperation. I download devotion without sacrifice. I download the knowing that love carries me. Creator of all that is. It is commanded to download and activate the knowing of pure presence as my natural state of being. It is commanded to integrate the embodiment of receiving as intelligence, safety, and trust on all levels. Take a deep breath in. It is commanded to clear all programs, beliefs, vows, contracts, timelines, and cellular memories where creation was linked to efforting, pressure, struggle, urgency, or survival. I command to release all energetic imprints where worth was tied to productivity, output, performance, or proving. Take a deep breath in. I command to release all energetic imprints and fear-based timelines related to business creation, visibility, money, mindset, leadership, or expression. It is commanded to download the knowing of how to create from wholeness rather than striving. It is commanded to activate feminine embodied confidence as nervous system safety, grounded self-authority, and calm certainty. It is commanded to download the knowing of how to surrender control while remaining sovereign. It is commanded to recalibrate the nervous system to recognize stillness as safety and rest as power. It is commanded to clear all resistance to ease, support, and effortless action and alignment. It is commanded to download the knowing of how to trust divine timing without urgency or withholding. It is commanded to activate clear, unobstructed guidance through the body, intuition, sensation, instinct, and resonance. It is commanded to strengthen the channel so divine intelligence flows freely through mind, nervous system, hands, and voice. It is commanded to activate the full remembrance of my unique soul blueprint across all timelines, dimensions, and levels of being. It is commanded to collapse timelines of forcing, fixing, and over-strategizing into the highest aligned timeline of allowing and being. It is commanded to download the knowing that the future I am here to create already exists in accessible now. It is commanded to download the knowing of how to lead from embodied truth rather than external authority. It is commanded to release all comparison, external noise, and distortion from collective consciousness. It is commanded to activate creative sovereignty and originality as my natural expression. It is commanded to align soul, body, and business into one coherent field. It is commanded to download the knowing of how to collaborate consciously with the divine creator and my spirit team as active business partners. It is commanded to activate trust in unseen support and allow support to be received without earning. It is commanded to integrate business as a living field of coherence rather than rigid structure. It is commanded to download the knowing of how to offer transmission, presence, and remembrance rather than information. It is commanded to seal all downloads gently, safely, and permanently in the body, cells, DNA, and energetic field. It is commanded to integrate all changes with ease, grace, and divine order and divine surrender. It is commanded that all of this occur in the highest and best way for the highest good of all across all time, grace, space, dimensions, realities, and lifetimes. It is commanded that this work is complete. It is commanded that I know it is done. And it is commanded that I witness it. And it is commanded that it is so. And so it is. Take a deep breath in. I'm going to download all of this now and witness these downloads. And then part 2 will be an even deeper hypnosis, going deeper and deeper and deeper into this, covering more of this at other levels and layers, giving you a comprehensive blueprint and activation of what you truly desire from soul, because this activation is in service to your divinity, your inner child, your nervous system, your self-worth, your value, your time, and your essence. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. You have now been witnessed in each and every download and activation present in part 1. Feel free to comment. Feel free to get in touch. Feel free to email. Allow yourself to enjoy the blissfulness of this activation. I am here to answer any questions. I got you.